Hi, I'm Pauline Field, and this is today's video on how to retire happily. Today, we're going to talk about balancing the use of technology and offline enjoyment. So, I don't know about you, but I've heard a lot recently about that, using screen time too much is not very good, and that we're on our screens way too much. So I think it's kind of timely that we take a look and see. Now, don't get me wrong, I love technology. I really do. It has enhanced my life considerably. My children are spread all over the country. I wouldn't be able to see them if I didn't have the technology that's available to us. So I'm not going to knock it. But there are things we can do to make sure that technology is the tool in our life that it can be, so that it does enrich our life rather than be a problem. And, uh, you know, we can improve our mental well-being by lifelong learning, which I've talked about in another video. And some of that learning can be done online. But if we don't also have offline activities, our mental well-being might suffer. What is very important is personal connections. So although, as I just said, the only way that I can stay in touch with my family on a regular basis is online, but if I waited for that, for my personal connections, I'd be in sad shape. So we have to get offline. We have to talk to our neighbors, talk to people when we're out, make make appointments to meet with people, to have dinner or lunch, breakfast with, or a cup of coffee, go on a hike or a walk with them. We need those social connections. And when we're offline, it tends to allow us to be more creative, because when we're not being stimulated by what's in front of us on the machine, our mind can wander. And when our minds wander, that's when we get really creative. I know some of my best ideas come when I'm walking the dog. So, it really, both are important. So let's look at some tips for making the balance. And one of them is to set some boundaries. What are the times that you really need to not have any of your devices? Maybe it's an hour before bedtime, or only on the weekends, or I don't know. You make it up. Schedule offline activities. Schedule time with other people, whether it's family or friends or new adventures. And exercise and getting out there. And then look and see, would it be a good idea to have some tech-free zones in your home? So if you have people living with you, maybe the dining room or wherever you eat your meals together, maybe that should be tech-free, so that you can actually engage and enjoy each other. Some people would say the bedroom, but I watch Netflix, and I read books on my phone at night in bed before I go to sleep. So every rule or every guideline is not for everybody, but they have shown that mostly it's good to turn your screens off an hour or so before bedtime. So don't listen to me on that. And then maybe some digital detox days. There's an artist that I know in the San Francisco Bay Area. She is a fairly religious Jewish person and has taken the Sabbath on Saturday to have it be everybody puts their phones and anything else in a drawer from Friday night to Saturday. And that included her daughter as she grew. And recently, her daughter said how wonderful it's been to know that once a week, there's no Facebook, no Instagram, no nothing. It's just being with herself, with whatever. And so for teenagers to say that, that's pretty outstanding. And lastly, is to be mindful. So have your devices be a tool, not something that runs your life. So if there's something that gives you anxiety, like the news, for instance, turn it off. There's no law that says you're a bad person if you don't watch the news 24/7. Really? So I hope this has been helpful. And I hope that you will continue to join me on these daily videos as you put that into your schedule of when you can look. So thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow.